Students, in this session, we are going to revise for your maths exam. Before that, we will see what is the pattern and what is the portion for your exam. Okay? Now, if the portion is in chapter 4, geometry, fully you are going to learn. Okay? In that, you will be having how many exercise? 4.1 to 4.5 exercise we are having. The 4.5 is the multiple choice question. So that also you are going to learn. Here then in chapter 5 coordinate geometry you are going to learn only 3 exercise, which is exercise 5.1, 5.2 and as well as 5.3. Okay, all the 3 exercises you are going to work out and see all the problems. Okay, don't skip any problem. This is the portion for your maths exam. Clear? Next, we'll see the pattern. You have the first subdivision is choose the best answer. You have to write 10 choose. Students, when you are writing the answer for the choose, kindly take and write the option also. Okay, you using the scale, draw one column. Okay, for option. Then in the next column, you write in the top answer. Option, answer. If the first one answer is C means write C and then what answer you are having that you have to write. Clear? Students, for the choose the best answer, don't read simply the multiple choice questions. I will be asking you inside also. Inside in the sense when I am teaching, I have given you for each exercise, I have given you some of the notes. Isn't it? From the notes also, I have asked you the choose the correct answer. Clear? If you see in a chapter 4, 4.5 is the multiple choice question and as well as in chapter 5, 5.5 is multiple choice question. So both the exercise fully you have to read and as well as you have to read the inner concept also. Clear? Next, when we come to second subdivision, that is 2 marks. I will be giving you 13 2 marks. You have to attend only 10 2 marks. You will be having choice. Okay? In third subdivision, you have to attend 5 marks. Okay? I will be giving you 5 marks. You have to attend 5 marks. Only one choice is there in 5 marks. Clear? So the total mark you are going to write for your exam is 50 marks. Clear? Students, present the paper very neatly. You can use any one pen, one color pen. If you are using blue pen, then you can use it fully blue pen. Okay? Then for the heading, for the answers, for the formulas, everything you box it. Okay, if you are writing any formulas anywhere, you just box it. Then at last if you are writing any answer, the answer also you have to box it. The calculation, everything you have to do it in the side of the paper only. Okay, don't scribble, maintain the exam paper very neatly. Clear, students? Students, write the question number correctly. When you are drawing graph for area of triangle, for area of quadrilateral means, kindly use the scale and pencil and draw it. Okay, don't draw through free hand. When you are plotting the points, keep dot and write that according to the point. Then you can join the line. Clear? At last, you for area of triangle and area of quadrilateral, you have to write square units. Clear? For everything I am going to reduce this time mark. So maintain your paper correctly. Clear, students? The very important this time I am going to see is presentation only. Because very few are presenting the paper good. But remaining everybody is doing very bad. Clear, students? So present your paper very neatly. Read all the problems. Don't skip any problem. Okay? We'll start now revising. Students, we will revise now chapter 5 coordinate geometry. If you see in exercise 5.1, in that we have learned 3 concepts. One is area of triangle and another one is collinearity of 3 points. Then area of quadrilateral. Using only the 3 concepts we have solved most of the problem. Okay, not most of the problem, all the problems we have used this only this conditions. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Students, I told you before itself when I'm teaching, and also we have revised already exercise 5.1, isn't it? So that time also I have told you how to find area of a triangle, isn't it? They'll be giving you three vertices. Okay, once they have given three vertices, all the three vertices you have to plot it in the graph. Okay, you after plotting the graph, the points how you have to take it means anti-clockwise direction. Okay, anti-clockwise means how the clock will rotate, which is opposite to that is anti-clockwise direction. Okay, you have to take the point from the anti-clockwise direction, which means first quadrant, then second quadrant, then third quadrant, and then only you have to come to the fourth quadrant. Okay, after plotting, you have to come into the anti-clockwise direction. According to that, you have to write the vertices here. Okay, now see how the given vertices, how you have to write x1, y1. Suppose they are given 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 means here 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, the first vertices what you are writing, the same vertex you have to write last. Okay, if you forgot to write that vertex again means you will be getting here only two terms. You will not get the third term. So that time you have to think, oh, one term is missing. So we have to write the last vertex here. Okay, if you are giving three vertices, then you have to get three terms. Clear? If you are not writing this vertex again means you will get only two vertex only. So by that time itself you have to correct your mistake. Clear? Now, after writing this given vertex, how we have to do? First, you have to write one side arrow mark. Okay, how we have to write x1, y2, then x2, y3, then x3, y1, minus. Now open the bracket, we are going for the opposite direction. Isn't it opposite side? So x2, y1, x3, y2, plus x1, y3. That's all, square units. Okay, when you are doing after this calculation, you have to be very careful because you will be doing mistake there only. Okay, you have to be thorough in the plus and minus concept very well. Clear? Students, when you are adding and you are subtracting, compulsorily you have to see the greater number sign. Okay, you think in your mind whether you are having both the number or in like sign. Like sign means whether both the number are positive means you have to add. If both the number are negative means that time also you have to add. But you have to see the greater number sign. Clear? If both the numbers are one is positive and another is negative, one is negative and another one is positive, like that unlike sign if comes, for both the purpose you have to do subtraction only. After subtracting you have to see the greater number sign. That is the very important you have to do here. Okay, other than that it is very easy only. Clear? The next is collinearity of 3 points. Students, collinearity of 3 points is nothing but here one. This is the same concept only. In that area of a triangle it will become 0. See, I have written area of a triangle is 0. So here we are having this 1 by 2. No, the same thing only I have written there. Okay, the given vertex how we have written for area of triangle, the same format you have to write. This 2, if you cross multiply 2 into 0, it will become 0. Okay, you can do it by this method, area of triangle method also, or else you can directly, if you know this, you can do this. When you are doing this method, you have to get both the side. LHS part is equal to RHS part. When you are getting same, the given points are collinear. When you are using this method, you have to get, if LHS is 0, then the RHS should also be 0. Like that, if you are getting, then write the LHS is equal to RHS. Therefore, the given points are collinear. Clear students? For collinear also, the what is the first vertex you are writing? The same vertex you have to write at the last. Clear? So for collinearity of 3 points, you don't need to draw the graph. Okay, you can straightly start the problem. Where you have to draw the graph means only for area of triangle and as well as for area of the quadrilateral. Clear? If in area of the triangle and in area of quadrilateral, if any vertex are missing, for that purpose you no need to draw. Clear? If all the vertices are given and they are asking you to find the area of triangle means that time only you have to draw the graph. Clear students? Clear? Next we'll see the area of a quadrilateral. Area of a quadrilateral we'll see now. See, let A x1 y1, B x2 y2, x3 y3, D x4 y4. If in quadrilateral they will be giving you the 4 vertex. What you have to do means the 4 vertex first compulsorily you have to draw the graph for quadrilateral. You will be allotted for 1 marks for graph. Clear? So, the given vertex you have to plot it in the graph according to the quadrant. See, if both x and y are positive, you have to plot it in the first quadrant. If both if x is negative and y is positive means you have to plot it in the second quadrant. If both x and y are negative, you have to plot it in the third quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, if y is positive, if x is positive and y is negative means you have to plot it in the fourth quadrant. Here, after plotting, you have to come in the counterclockwise direction. It's nothing but anti-clockwise direction only. You have to come it in this direction. So, what point first given in the first quadrant that you have to write here. If there no point in first quadrant, then you have to come here. What point is there that you have to write here? Clear? Then next here, what point is there that you have to write here? Next this point like that you have to write. Okay, after writing all the points like this, what you have to do? You have to do the cross multiply one side. One side only you have to put first arrow mark. Okay, at the starting itself, don't put both the side arrow mark. You will be get confused. Okay, at the one side you have to write area of the quadrilateral is equal to 1 by 2 x1 y2. What number you are getting, that number you have to multiply. Students, when you are multiplying, you no need to see the greater number sign, big smaller number sign, that and all, not for multiplication. Only for addition and subtraction. Clear students, keep that in your mind. Addition and subtraction only we have to see the greater number sign. For multiplication we should not see that. Clear? You have to multiply x1, y2, x2, y3, x3, y4, x4, y1. Minus this side, opposite side, no? So we have to put commonly minus and then we have to start. See, x2, y1, x3, y2, x4, y3, x1, y4. At the last, you have to put compulsorily square units. Clear? Again, I am telling for area of quadrilateral, you have to draw the graph and at last you have to put square units. Only then you will get, if the answer is correct, you will be getting full 5 marks. Clear? The graph should be very neat. Okay, this is your y-axis. See your y dash is there. This is your x-axis, this is your x and here we are having x dash. Clear? Clear? So in exercise 5.1 we have learned 3 concepts. What are they? Area of a triangle, collinearity of 3 points and another one is area of a quadrilateral. Okay. Now with this we will complete the exercise 5.1. Then we will start revise now exercise 5.2. Okay, students, in exercise 5.2 is fully based on the concept slope. Okay, when I say slope, hereafter you have to think in your mind the slope is denoted by small m. Okay, when you are talking about slope, then immediately you have to think what? Small m. When I say the word inclination, what you have to think? Inclination means theta. Theta means what? Angle. Okay, so these are the 2 keywords you have to remember in your mind when you are reading the question. Okay, slope means m, inclination means theta. Theta is nothing but what? Theta means this only. Theta is nothing but what? Angle. Okay, students, when they are giving you the value theta and they were asking you to find the slope, means what formula will you apply? Slope m is equal to tan theta. Clear? Once they have given theta is equal to 30 degree, 40 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, like that degree they have given, and they are asking you to find slope, means what formula? Slope m is equal to tan theta. Clear? Then, when they are giving the slope and they are asking you to find the theta, means that also the same formula only. Clear? Next is find the slope when 2 points are given. Students, when the 2 points are given, for example 2, 3, 4, 5, like that the 2 points are given and they are asking you to find the slope, means what is the formula? y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Students, if you see in exercise 5.2, most of the problem we have used only this formula. Okay, either it can be a parallelogram, either it can be a trapezium, it can be a rhombus, anything it can be, but we have used only this formula. Okay, if they say parallelogram, the first 2 point you have to use this formula, the next 2 point, next 2 vertex you have to use this formula, and you have to check whether opposite sides are equal for parallelogram. Clear, students? Clear? If they say quadrilateral, then also you have to see whether opposite sides, parallelogram means opposite sides are equal. Trapezium means any two sides will be parallel. Clear? The next one is slopes of parallel lines. Okay, the two non-vertical lines are parallel. If they say parallel, if and only if the slopes will be equal, which is m1 is equal to m2. When we say parallel, immediately what you have to think? The slopes are equal, which is m1 is equal to m2. m1 how will you find? Using the same formula. m2 how will you find? Using the same formula. Clear? Then next one is slopes of perpendicular lines. Okay, two non-vertical lines with slopes m1 and m2 are perpendicular, means both the slope if you multiply we have to get -1, which is m1 into m2 is equal to -1. Clear? Clear, students, what we have seen so far? We'll revise now exercise 5.3. If you see in exercise 5.3 is fully based off equation of the straight line. Okay, here we will be solving most of the problem to frame the equation of a straight line. Students, see, these are the concepts we have used for the exercise 5.3. So I'll explain one by one. For the sum problem, I'll be explaining you with example. Okay, now we'll start. Students, when they are asking you to find the equation of a straight line parallel to x-axis, means y equal to b. They'll give you the point and they will ask you what is the equation of a straight line parallel to x-axis. Means in that point, if suppose 5, 7 means the equation of the straight line parallel to y-axis is y equal to 7. Like that you have to write, and then that 7 you have to take it inside, means y minus 7 equal to 0 you will get. Clear? You have to frame the equation. Clear? The next one is equation of a straight line parallel to y-axis, means x equal to c. Okay, how you have to keep in your mind, means x-axis means y you have to say, y-axis means x you have to say. Clear? Clear all of you? Then the next concept is slope intercept form. Okay, when they are given one slope and they are giving you the intercept. Intercept is nothing but constant c. Okay, when they are giving one intercept, means what formula you have to apply, means y equal to mx plus c. Okay, what is that? Y equal to mx plus c. I told you whenever we are talking about slope, you have to take it as what? M. So we denote it by small m, isn't it? Here in the find the equation, EQ dot means short form I have written equation. Equation of a straight line whose slope is 5 and y-intercept is -9. So in the question, what are the values they have given? They have given slope and y-intercept, which means they have given m. Okay, slope m is equal to 5 they have given, y-intercept c equal to -9 they are given. So how will you frame the equation? Equation of a straight line y equal to mx plus c is y equal to m is what? 5x, c is what? -9. Here, so 5x, if this y have come inside -5, here already -9 is there, so -9 equal to 0. Clear? The next one is 1 point and 1 slope form. Okay, 1 point and 1 slope means they will be giving you 1 point and they will be giving you the slope. Slope m value they have given means what is the formula for that? Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Okay, see they are given 1 point x1 y1. Instead of that they can give you 2 comma 5 and the slope m is equal to 5. Like that they are given what formula we have to apply? Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Here, now see the formula. So see the example. Find the equation of the line passing through the point 3 comma minus 4 and slope is minus 5. Okay, they have given what? 1 point they have given, and what they have given? Slope. Slope means what? M. So this point 3 comma minus 4 you have to consider as x1 y1 and the slope m is minus 5. See I have written 3 comma minus 4, slope m is minus 5. The formula is y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. Okay, y minus y1 is what? 4. So here already one minus is there. So it will become plus 4 is equal to m is what? Minus 5 into x minus x1. x1 is what? 3. Okay, then afterwards you have to multiply the minus 5 inside. Okay, y plus 4 is equal to minus 5 into x is minus 5x. Okay, minus into minus is plus, 5 3s are 15. Clear? Then we have to write the x first, then in equation we will be writing x, y and then only constant. Okay, the general equation of the straight line will be in what form? Ax plus by plus c equal to 0, isn't it? So I am writing first x, so it is a negative, so if we take it that side it will become positive. 5x plus y plus 4, this 15 if come this side, minus 15 is equal to 0. Clear? The next step, 5x plus y, 4 minus 15 is minus 11 equal to 0. Like this only you have to find. Here students, so I have given you according to the formula directly, but if you see in exercise problem, you have to see in inside only we will be applying slope on 1 point formula like that. So you have to see if 1 point 1 slope comes, immediately you have to write this formula. Okay, then 1 slope and y-intercept they are given, you have to apply y equal to mx plus c formula. Clear? According to the values you have to use the formulas. Next we'll see 2-point form. Students, using the 2-point form we have solved I think nearly more problems, isn't it? So I think you will be familiar in this. Then they are given 2 point for the sense of 2 comma 3, 4 comma 5, like that they are given 2 point and they are asking you to frame the equation of the straight line, means you have to use the formula y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1. Clear? So they will be giving you the value, no, that value you have to substitute here, y1, y2, y1, x1, x2, x1, there you have to substitute. After substituting you have to do the cross multiplication. Okay, after cross multiplication you have to multiply each term and then you have to write it in the format what? X term, one y term, then constant you have to write it. Clear all of you 2-point formula? Yes. The next one is intercept form. Intercept means x-intercept and y-intercept. They will be giving you the question. You have to find the equation of the straight line. Okay, see here the formula is x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. Okay, I am going to give you the example for this, which is find equation of a straight line whose intercepts on the x and y axis are 4 and minus 6. Students, in the question they are given x intercept and the y-intercept they are given. So x-intercept first value is x-intercept is 4. X-intercept means A. See in the formula itself x-intercept is A, y-intercept is B. So x-intercept we have to take it as A equal to 4, y-intercept B equal to minus 6. Then they are asking equation of the straight line and they are given what? X-intercept and y-intercept. We have to apply this formula. What is this? X by a plus y by b is equal to 1. So x by a, instead of a we are having what? 4 plus y by b, instead of b we are having what? Minus 6 is equal to 1. So we have to do the cross multiplication. Minus 6 into x is minus 6x. 4 into y is 4y divided by 4 6 are what? 24. Minus 24 is equal to 1. So minus 6x plus 4y equal to minus 24. Clear? So from after this step I have written here. See what usually we will be writing the x in the positive. So I am going to take this minus 6x and plus y to the right hand side. If this side it goes plus 6x minus 4y, here already minus 24 is there. See students, everything will go in what table? Sorry, I have written here 3. Everything will be divided in the 2 table. Isn't it? So if you divide everything by 2 table, what we will get? Each term we are dividing by 2. Okay, so 6 divided by 2 is 3, 4 divided by 2 is 2, 24 divided by 2 is 12. So 3x minus 2y minus 12 equal to 0. This is the answer. Clear students how to do these formulas? Students, exercise 5.3 is very important because all the problems are very important in this. So we have revised now 3 exercises. Chapter 5 coordinate geometry we have revised now 5.1 to 5.3. Students, based on the revision, first you sit separately, write what are the formulas I have taught you so far, write all the formulas by got it, and then you can start revising the exercise problem. Okay, once if you are thorough in the formula, then it will be easy for you to solve the problems. Okay, immediately if you see the question, you have to think in your mind the exact formulas. Okay, that much you have to be thorough. Clear? Students, now we'll start revising chapter 4 geometry. If you see this chapter 4 geometry, we have revised for each exam, isn't it? So more than 3 times we have revised it. So I am going to give you just outline of each exercise. From that you come to know what are the type of problems we are having in each exercise. Okay, it will be easy for you to work out it. Clear students? Students, in exercise 4.1 is fully based off similarity of triangles. What do you mean by similarity? We will be having 2 triangles and the 2 triangles will be comparing. The comparing in the sense means we will be comparing using the criterion. So what are the types of criterion you have so far? We will be having AA criterion, SAS criterion and SSS criterion. Isn't it? AA criterion means what? Angle criterion, side criterion. But if you see the exercise 4.1, most of the problem we have used only the AA criterion. With that criterion itself, we can say that the 2 triangles are similar. Okay, if you are taking triangle ABC and you are taking another triangle PQR, at last what will you say? After using the criterion AA criterion, if it satisfies, you have to write triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. You have to write. Clear students? Students, all the problems are based on only the criterion of similarity only. So it will be very easy. You have to work out all the problems. Clear? Now, when we come to exercise 4.2, we have the concept which is based on Thales theorem and converse of Thales theorem, angle bisector theorem and converse of angle bisector theorem. Only based on the four concepts we have solved in the exercise 4.2. Okay. Now, students, do you know what we have learned in Thales theorem? Do you remember it? Thales theorem statement, can you tell me? A straight line is drawn parallel to a side of a triangle. That is, isn't it? See, I have drawn a straight line which is parallel to a side of a triangle, intersecting here. It is intersecting at D, here intersecting at E. Intersecting the other two sides in the same ratio. Divides the sides in the same ratio, isn't it? Which means AD divided by DB is equal to AE divided by EC. When we can write, if the side DE is parallel to BC only, we can write the corresponding sides divides in the same ratio. Students, according to the corollary, we can write it full AB divided by first of AD, AC divided by first of AE. And also we can write AB divided by second of DB, AC divided by EC also we can write. According to the values, what are the values they are given? They are given full length and first of means according to that you can write. If they are given this part and this part separately they are given means you can go for it. Clear, students? This converse part is what? They will be giving you this. We have to prove that DE is parallel to BC. Okay, the reverse process is the converse part. The reverse process of Thales theorem is the converse part. Clear? The next theorem what we have learned? Angle bisector theorem. Okay, now tell me what is the angle bisector theorem statement? The internal bisector, this is the internally it is bisecting. The internal bisector of a triangle divides the opposite side internally in the ratio corresponding side containing an angle. That is the statement of angle bisector theorem. Isn't it? So, if you see in this triangle ABC, what is the internal bisector? AD. This line is the internal bisector. So, how can we write this now? This side AB divided by AC is equal to BD divided by DC. Okay, whenever the question they are talking about angle bisector, immediately you have to write this according to the values they will be giving you. You have to just substitute and we have to do the cross multiplication. Clear? Clear now? Now, the converse part of this will be what? They will be giving you AD is a bisector of A. We have to prove. In the angle bisector theorem, they have given AD is the bisector. We have proved this. But in converse part, they have given this. We have to prove AD is the bisector. Clear? The next very important theorem is Pythagoras theorem. I told you many times it is very important theorem. Isn't it? Now, in Pythagoras theorem, what we have to think first? Pythagoras theorem means we will be taking it right angle triangle. Right angle triangle means it will be the angle will be 90 degree. The opposite to 90 degree is what? Hypotenuse side. So, how can we write? How can we, in Pythagoras theorem, what we have proved? The hypotenuse side square BC square is equal to sum of the square of the remaining two sides. Sum of the square means what? Add. The remaining two sides means what are the remaining two sides? AB square plus AC square. Clear, students? So, this is the Pythagoras theorem concept. With this concept only we have solved all the problem. Clear? Students, if you see in India, the Pythagoras theorem is also referred as dash theorem, Baudina theorem. So, it can be asked in 1 mark also. So, if I ask Pythagoras theorem is also referred as dash theorem means what you will be writing? You have to write Baudina theorem. Clear? Next concept in that exercise 4.3 we have exercise 4.4 we have used is circles and tangent. Okay, now tell me, what do you mean by tangent? Tangent means what? A line touches it. This is a line. If touching a circle at one point is called a tangent to the circle. Okay, now tell me, can we draw two tangent interior part of the circle? Interior part of the circle, can we draw two tangent? No, we cannot able to draw interior part of the tangent, interior part of the circle, we cannot able to draw two tangent. Only the exterior part, see here one PB is tangent, similarly PA is a tangent. Okay, now PB and PA are the lines, are the length of the two tangent. Okay, if you see PB, what length you are getting, the same length you will be getting for PA also. Okay, then this OA and OB are what? From center we are drawing the line, means then what we will be saying? It was the radius. OA and OB are the radius. Clear students, always the exterior, the length of the tangents are equal. Clear? So this concept is very important. Using this concept only we have solved most of the 5 marks in the exercise 4.4. Clear? And you have to know the concept about CVN. Okay, CVN means is nothing but it is a line segment. It extends from one, see here, from this vertex I am extending the line here. Similarly from this vertex I am extending the line. From the C vertex I am extending the line. Okay, here what are the CVNs here? AD is the CVN, BE is the CVN, CF is the CVN. Okay, how can we write according to the CVS theorem? For that theorem, we don't have any proof, only this proof, this what to prove that alone they are given. Clear? So, how will you write? BD divided by DC, CE divided by EA, then AF divided by FB. Okay, in the Sivas theorem and Menela's theorem, the direction is very important. You have to go it in this correct direction. Clear? The CVN means nothing but we will be saying it as median is a CVN, altitude is a CVN, angle bisector is also a CVN. For median we will be drawing one line in the midpoint. So that line is what? CVN. For altitude also will be slantly will be drawing one line. That line is what? It is also a CVN. Angle bisector means what? See the angle bisector from A to D we have drawn. That is also CVN. So, this type of will be asked in the 1 mark also. A median is a dash, CVN, if a median is a dash, if I ask what you have to write? CVN. The altitude is a dash means CVN. The angle bisector is a dash means that is also CVN. These are the special CVNs. Clear? Next we will see the Menela's theorem. Students, for this theorem also we don't have any proof. Students, in this Menela's theorem also we have to take as like a CVN the direction. See here BP divided by BC, then CQ divided by, again you should not come in the opposite direction, you have to go in the same direction. AQ, then AR divided by RB which is equal to 1. Okay, when you are going in the opposite direction means we will be getting here equal to -1. Okay, so to avoid that we have to go it in the straight direction. Okay, same direction we have to go. Clear? Only these are the concept using we have solved the exercise, all the exercise in chapter 4 geometry. So try to work out all the problems in separate revision note. Don't leave any problem. Clear students? Work out it and get good marks. Okay, the most important thing is you have to maintain your paper very neatly. Clear? Thank you students. All the best.